For this video, we're going to be looking at lesson 3.2, exploring relationship between sets. By the end of this lesson, you should be able to create graphic organizers such as Venn diagrams to display relationships within collecting data or sets of numbers. So just a couple notes here. So sets that are not disjointed share common elements. Each area of a Venn diagram represents something different. Each element in a universal set appears only once in a Venn diagram. If an element occurs more than one set, it is placed in the area of the Venn diagram where the sets overlap. So we have our basic Venn diagram. And so you have your universal set, and then we have set A and set B. And so this white piece here would all be the elements in set A, but not in B, because you're not going to include the overlap. And then the other side would be all the elements that are in B, but not in A, in this piece here. You're not including the overlap. And then the overlap is elements in set A and in set B. And then if you're outside the bubbles, you're in elements in U, so your universal set, but that aren't found in set A or in set B. So using a Venn diagram to solve problems. So in one school, there are 65 grade 12 students. Of these students, 23 play volleyball, 26 play basketball, 30 do not play either sport. We're going to complete the Venn diagram with the numbers in each area. So to start with, we have 65 grade 12 students altogether. So I have 65 for my universal set. I then have 23 that play volleyball. So my volleyball is 23. I'm going to write it outside the bubble. And that's because that 23 is the whole thing, so including the overlap here. And so what I'm trying to find is the piece that the people that just play volleyball alone, so that would fit here. I also want to know the people that play volleyball and basketball, so play both, which would be in the middle here. So then let's see, the 26 that play basketball, again, 26 is the full circle, so I'm going to write the 26 outside because I'm going to do some math to figure out each part of this circle. And then we do have 31 that are the outliers that don't play either sport, so they're kind of doing their own thing. So what we're going to do is, first of all, we're going to figure out how many should actually fall into these two circles. How much should be inside my Venn diagram. So this should be in the circles. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my universal sets, so the 65, minus my outliers, so the ones that don't fit into the bubble, and I get 34. So I should have 34 people in these circles. And so the total that I actually, based on my numbers, and so what's going to happen is I'm going to add this 23 and this 26 together. But because I do that, the 23 is this full circle, which is including the overlap. And the 26 for B is the full circle, including the overlap. So when I add these two together, I actually end up adding this overlap twice, which, based on our set theory, doesn't exist. Like, each element is only represented once. So this is the total with the middle added twice. And that overlap, when I put the 23 plus the 26, I get 49. And when I did the 23 plus the 26, I ended up adding this overlap twice because it's included in the 23 and included in the 26. So what I can do then is I can actually figure out the middle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that 49, so with that overlap added twice, minus what should be there, the 34, because this 34 is what would happen if each element is actually only represented once. And so what I'm left with is 15. And so what that 15 is the extra overlap that I accidentally included in this step up here, which means that my overlap is then just 15. So the middle of my circle is 15. Now that I have that, I can figure out the rest of my numbers here. So the ones that just play volleyball then would be the 23 minus the overlap, which is 15. And so I get 8 people that only play volleyball. And I'll do the same thing for the basketball. So I got 26 that play basketball. But if I minus the overlap, I get 11. So I have 11 people that just play basketball.